Hi, hello everyone. My name is Miraj. I'm just gonna make these videos in order for me to share my experience, curate information, teach essentially. Not really, I don't want to use that word, but it's more so if I teach, I can learn and familiarize myself with the content or material that I'm learning for documentation purposes, so I can look back at this one day and just to build my own personal brand, full transparency, right? And so what I want to talk about, just to get straight into it, right? How to learn anything, how to learn it fast, no matter what it is, talking to girls, work, building a aesthetic physique, getting into business, it doesn't matter, right? Because I'm gonna teach you the core principles and how to do this. And it's like, I've seen success with this model per se, and I've seen multiple people talk about it. Alex Hormozi talks about it. But it's just three things: quantity, market notices, quality. And just to get into them, right? So anything that you do, whatever you want in life, whatever goals you have, whatever thing you want to succeed in, whatever thing you want to learn, first you need to approach it with a quantity mindset, right? So you want to do whatever it is, just every single field or goal that you want to aspire, you want to learn. There's three core things that you need to learn. You probably won't know them in the beginning, but that's what you gotta just do, the core thing, right? So it's like, for me, recently I've been wanting to learn how to swim. I can read all the books about swimming and paddling, how to move my feet, and watch the videos, just like see what I can emulate, whatever, right? The core thing for me to do is swim. If I want to learn how to box, I need to be boxing, hitting the bag, right? If I want to get good at a video game, playing the video game is how you do it, right? So just do the core thing, and it helps to break it down into three main things, right? So for me, when I started now, after like being in the gym and I'm building an aesthetic physique, after a while, I can tell you from my own like typically it will be only for you, is the terms are typically general. Like for, let's just say for business, every business has to have a product, market, and sales, right? That's like very general. It could be broken down into more and more things. But for me, for the gym, the three most important things are working out, diet, and recovery, right? Three general things. If I do the things that I know how to do in those three things, I'll have the aesthetic physique and I'll know that forever, right? And so you want to do the core thing in order to figure out the three principles, and then you want to maximize how you're ever going to do those three core principles as much as you can. And this means like a lot of quantity. So it's like, if you want to learn how to do sales, you do 100 cold calls. If you want to learn how to run ads successfully, run like $100 worth of ads. If you want to learn how to go to the gym, go like 5 days, 7 days a week for 2-3 hours, 1 hour, whatever it may be, right? Spend time doing the thing, right? And you'll see, like, that exact example is what Alex Hormozi talks about in his videos when he talks about learning anything, right? And this can be done with anything. Like I mentioned, boxing, sales, even investing, right? And what you typically want is to have someone you can emulate. So what I typically do when I'm learning is I try to find people who are very accredited, they're professional. The next point, which will be the market notices them, right? So it's like people who have a level of clout. I don't want to really use that word, but it fits right now, right? It's a level of clout where they're like, people know how good they are, right? They have success. Like, don't just follow any like person who just gives you advice because they just know a thing or two about whatever you're trying to accomplish, right? Never. It's like, if they don't have what you want, don't listen to them, right? There are so many, like, with the access to internet, you can literally find the most successful people in whatever endeavor you're trying to go on, right? Find those people, find one who fits your ideals, who fits your like personality style, the way you think, and just emulate them, right? Like me personally, right now I'm trying to learn how to box, and when I'm trying to, like, I can watch all tutorial videos and this and that, and these guys, they're okay or whatever, right? But if I'm trying to watch an accredited professional, I watch Mike Tyson. Me and him have a similar body style in terms of, like, obviously he's bigger than me and he's professional, whatever, but it's like I have like a stockier build, we're the same height, he's more on the heavier side or whatever, right? But it's like, I'm not gonna watch like Ryan Garcia because we don't fit, but I'm also not gonna watch some random YouTuber because he's not professional, right? You're kind of just watching this professional just to get a reference point to see, like, if I was at the top, how would I perform? How would I do things, right? So you watch them as a reference point, which I really like, because when you start, if you don't have a good reference point, you don't even know if you're improving or if you're doing the right things or wrong things. And then some people will like tell you, oh, do this and that. Like, I've seen so much time when I'm practicing in the gym, some random guy tries to help some other random guy and gives them bad advice. And I'm like, you see, this guy should not have listened, because now his technique's getting messed up. If he keeps trying to like incorporate the technique he was taught by this guy, he's not gonna get any better. But if he just focused on watching one of the professionals, someone who's accredited, he can slowly emulate his style, and his style is obviously good because he's professional, right? And another thing, last thing for quantity, don't just spam out the core thing, right? If it's swimming laps, don't just swim. Try to have a, this is what I call it a reiteration method, where you're gonna keep, you need a way to review what you're doing. Either it's just like you thinking back, like, what did I do wrong, what did I do right, or whatever, and just having trial and errors, like trying different things that work and trying things that don't work, right? You got to be very experimental with this, right? So you just keep trying different things, seeing what works, and then keep incorporating and doubling down, and whatever doesn't work, cut it out, forget about it, right? And you'll see this like typically, like a lot. People who win tend to win more and more and more. And how they do this is because when they find what works, they keep doing it more and more. You'll see this with investors all the time, right? And last thing for quantity, this is just like in a tip or advice or whatever. If there's a way to simulate the real life core thing, abuse it to the max. Like, if you want to really learn how to like trade stocks in the market or invest in crypto, there's simulators for that. There's investing simulators everywhere, right? You can just download one, learn how to read the charts, do that. If like for me, when I was like back in the day when I was playing video games, if before I went into any, like when I used to play FIFA, so when I used to play any online game, like the competitive matches or whatever, I would play offline against the bots, the CPU, and I would put them on higher difficulty each time, and just to really make sure I'm warmed up, and I would abuse it. And I would practice as much as I can just to make sure I was good. I did the same thing in Fortnite. I would always play in Playground rather than going into like an online battle royale or whatever, because I was like, let me maximize my editing, let me maximize how fast I build, how perfect I shoot. It was like, if there's a simulator, it makes everything so much better. Like, abuse simulators. Same thing like with boxing. Like right now, I'm not gonna go box some guy who's like an amateur fighter. I bought a boxing bag in my house. I have the one in the gym. I practice it for 30-40 minutes every day. It's like, if there's a simulator, something that like simulates the real thing, abuse it. And there are gonna be some things that you can't really simulate, and those things take a little bit more of willpower, a little bit more motive on your own side. But again, if you're trying to learn it, you're trying to learn it, right? Second part, so that's quantity. Second part is market notices, and I love that I'm talking about this today. It's August 27th, and I've been boxing for 3 months now, right? And I knew I was ass, right? And when I say market notices, I literally mean people. People are the market, society, right? And so when I was in the gym for the first 2 years or whatever, right? And I was like trying to learn all the things and try to like build my physique. It wasn't until like a year, like given like 1.5 years in or 2 years in, when I started getting compliments on my physique. People started asking, what did I do? How often do I work out? It's like, that's what I mean by the market notices, right? If I were to post a picture on Instagram or whatever, people would be like, yo, what is your split? What is your program? Bro, you look sick, this and that, you look so different, right? People will notice. And it's like, I can't even fully explain how this works, but every single facet of whatever you're doing, unless you're completely by yourself and like just sitting in some little corner and you're the only person in the world doing this, the market will notice, okay? You're gonna get compliments, you're gonna get noticed, you'll get looked at, people will give you credit, whatever it may be, the market will notice. And it's like, today, I said the date because today, after 3 months of boxing, some guy comes up to me and goes, bro, you looking good on the bag. So after 3 months of just hitting the bag, 30-40 minutes, not knowing if I'm improving, not knowing if I'm like reiterating correctly, if I'm emulating Mike Tyson correctly, and then I hear it today, so I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm not good on I'm not crazy good, I'm not like, this guy isn't some like crazy professional or whatever, right? Where it's like, his compliments like means everything to me. It's just, as you slowly head in the right direction, a good way to gauge it is if you're getting noticed by the market. And now this was a small notice, and if I keep continuously doing what I've been doing, keep reiterating, keep improving, keep doubling down on things that work, slowly more and more credible people will notice and then give me comments. Like when I was in the gym, the first few comments were coming from like other teenage boys, but then as I got bigger and bigger dudes would compliment me, and I was like, yo, like this is how I know, like if this big ass dude is telling me my physique is good, my physique is probably good. So quantity, then the market notices. Last is quality. Quality only comes from doing a mass amount of quantity, hence this whole system, right? Once you do enough quantity, you know, you put in hundreds of hours, thousands of hours, you do hundreds of sales calls, you spend that money, you keep practicing whatever you do, you now have quality because you understand the formula. You you obtain the formula to make quality. And so doing all that quantity, right? If you did it correctly and you use the reiteration method, you reviewed whatever you were doing, you took notes and you figured out what worked, what didn't work, you implemented what worked and kept doing it, you kept doing it over and over again until it got perfect, right? You did it so many times you got bored of doing it, right? It's like in boxing, like you keep practicing the jab until your jab is perfect. You keep making the sales call until your script is perfect. You keep making videos online or whatever until your script, until the videos perform. Whatever metrics you're using to gauge how well you're doing, you'll know, okay, when you're doing the quantity or method, like when you're in the first phase, when you're doing quantity, right? So essentially you do all of that quantity, market notices, you know that what you've been doing has been working. Now you have the quality formula, right? And you'll see this time and time again. Someone like Mr. Beast, all his videos go viral because he figured out the winning formula, right? He knows exactly when to do this, like cuts in his videos. He knows how to exactly title his videos. He knows how to make the thumbnails. He knows how to do like every little part of the formula. He understands and knows it to perfection. That's why his videos go crazy viral now. He is like top 1%. He's probably the number one. He is the number one person on YouTube, but it's like he talks about this and he's like, if I had nothing and I lost all my money, I lost all my equipment, I lost everything, I didn't even have to show my face, I would still be able to make a banger video. It's because he knows the winning formula for YouTube, right? And everything in life is like this. Like I cannot explain it more. Everything is just skills and a bunch of systems. And so you can learn how to abuse these systems once you get enough experience. And that's why success typically takes a longer time, because you literally need time to transpire for you to develop those skills that you develop through mass amounts of quantity. And then also you need time to transpire to have the experience so that you get comfortable and you're not like nervous or you don't have anxiety over doing it. It just takes time to accumulate those things, right? So it's like, if you want to be successful in business, it's going to take time to learn how to, have the best product, have the best marketing, have the best sales. And then it's going to take time to like learn all the skills that are underneath that, right? In the gym, you don't just like, for me, I told you it's working out, sleep, and diet, right? But under each of those things, there's a lot of subset skills that you need, right? For like workout, you need your form, you need a program, you need to find something that you enjoy, you need to find what motivates you. Like you need to find all these little different things under it, and that is what takes time. But once you figure those things out, you have your winning formula, and then you have leverage. With the skills and experience that you have, now you have leverage. So whatever you input, you get a much bigger output because you know what you're doing. So in the beginning, your input is really shit. I'm not gonna lie, right? It's just the way it is. It's how life is, and that's why people are so scared to start, because they know whatever time or whatever input they're putting in isn't worth it, because the outcome, the result is just not going to be good. The first time you go to the gym ever, you're not having a stellar workout. You're probably not even get a pump. But the 100th time you go to the gym, the 1,000th time, you know exactly what to do to get a pump. You know exactly what to do to grow your muscles. And that's the difference between, it just takes time. And so when you go through this whole process and you have leverage, for everything you put in, you'll get an outsized return for the outcome, right? So in the beginning, you're getting like, let's just say you input 50 and you get 1 back when you're doing the quantity. But eventually when you get to quality, you'll put 50 in, and you'll get 100. You'll get 150, you'll get 200. It's like, just to put in numerical data, it's like, first you get a very small return, but then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you get onto quality. And literally that is the method. Quantity, market notices, quality. And you can use this for any facet of life that you want to achieve, whether it's swimming, piano, learning a language, boxing, content creation, whatever, business. If you can just follow everything I said in this video and break it down for yourself, break it down to the smallest steps, you'll literally learn anything that you want in life. It's nuts. I'm telling you. We're all going to win in the end, I'm telling you.